Welcome. Today, I want to spend just a few minutes talking with you about how beliefs can be indicators of your attachment style. But before we go further, I want to point something out that's important, and it's about how I'm using the word belief. When some people talk about and discuss beliefs, they sound as if they're referring to thoughts that are very conscious and very cognitive thoughts. And that is not how I'm using the word right now. When we're talking about attachment, what we're really doing is we're talking about our bodies. So I'm talking about beliefs that are implicit. They're not usually explicit. They are beliefs that are embedded in our emotions, in our movements, in our impulses, in our urges, and in our sensations. We could refer to attachment patterns as mindsets. But to me, that still sounds a little too conscious and a little too analytical and cognitive. Remember, we're talking about bonding patterns. We're talking about a body-based map. Or, another way to think of it might be to think of it as a kind of operating system. That's an analogy that might work here. Here's one more example. You can look at a cat, a dog, even a horse, and you can intuit, you can get a sense of what that animal might believe about themselves, other people, other animals, and even the world. I'm sure you know what I mean. So, having said all that, here are some beliefs that reflect the four different attachment templates. Securely attached people tend to see themselves pretty positively as fundamentally good, and they also see other people positively. And this implies that they feel a basic and a genuine sense of safety, trust, confidence, and power. It's not something they're trying to convince themselves of. It's fundamentally how they feel in the world. Ambivalently attached, or those with preoccupied attachment style, that's a little different. They tend to see themselves negatively and they see others positively, as if there's something bad or wrong or missing or deficient or broken about them. And all the good stuff resides in other people. So they have to be preoccupied with other people to get the good stuff in life. Dismissive or avoidantly attached people, they tend to see themselves pretty positively, but they see others negatively. And that's why often, well, I mean, the nature of dismissive or avoidant attachment is to be pretty isolated and walled off from other people. And and it's quite common that avoidantly attached people are very intellectualized and very critical and judgmental of other people. They see them as fundamentally inferior. Now, that leaves us with the last attachment style, disorganized or fearful attachment. And these are men and women that tend to see themselves and others negatively. So you can hear how there's a lot of fear in that worldview. They're bad, living in a bad, dangerous world full of bad, dangerous people. Attachment patterns can vary and they can be nuanced. And as fundamental bonding patterns, they can also make themselves evident in all sorts of unexpected relationships that you have. Relationships with things like situations, with your own ideologies and belief systems, with the groups that you're a part of, with the circumstances you find yourself in and how you relate to those circumstances, what you believe about those circumstances, literally what you believe is happening in those circumstances can be shaped by your attachment style. And these beliefs can even be evident in a person's spiritual and philosophical beliefs. So they can therefore shape a person's spiritual and philosophical experience of life. I hope that gets you thinking. Now, we could say that the work of good therapy is making the unconscious conscious. The work of good therapy is about taking your system off a sort of conditioned autopilot attachment loop that you're stuck in. Here's an idea for you to play with. If you're doing your own reflection and working with your own self, then what you can do is um, contemplate your relationships. And as I said, that can be a little tricky because we all have ways of deluding ourselves, of prettying things up, of we all have our blind spots. So what you can do is use this little prompt I'm about to give you. You can say it out loud, or you can even do it as a writing exercise. First, think of a relationship that you're in, and then say or write, I seem to be acting like a person who believes that I am blank, and then see what comes to mind. And I seem to be acting like a person who believes that they are blank, and see what comes to mind. That will start to help familiarize you with your own deeper belief systems, the deeper viewpoint that you have about yourself, other people, the world, and relationships themselves. I hope that you find this helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you enjoyed it, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and check out my other videos. Have a great day.